Hi, I'm Nicolas Daridan, and today we will talk about cloud in China. Well, you know probably about Baidu. This is a Google search engine used in China. So just before talking about cloud in China, when you try to use google.com in China, it is automatically rerouted through Google in Hong Kong, because there is no agreement between Google and China. And another thing is you cannot use Facebook or many of our cloud apps in China. Instead of that, Chinese government let Chinese apps being used by everyone in China. And there are so many Chinese cloud apps not coming from US or Europe, but inspired. One example is Lenovo, which is or will be in the top 3 laptop maker in the world. Lenovo came back from an incubating startup area in the north of Beijing. So after signing an agreement with IBM to use their brand, Lenovo is just now ready to be autonomous and have a strong worldwide development. The second one is Huawei, which is probably the #1 worldwide telecom equipment maker. And you know how much telecommunication is strategic. So Chinese government has just created 2 big IT monsters. You must read the government 12 5-year plan. It has just been decided to invest in a massive cloud data center deployment. Government drives directly IT development. And it is important to keep in mind that there is some national security issue, social stability to provide, and also economic development to engage in the center of China. And by the way, a huge amount of money to invest. So we can see that willingness is there, and for a number of reasons. In fact, the Chinese plan has identified more than 100 projects, with 1 data center for each, and mostly in north and east of the country. Government from provinces will have to find how to develop their own data centers. This can be considered as a problem, and there are some others. Chinese plan talks only about data centers, but nothing about networks. And Chinese network is not built to support those data centers. In fact, there is a poor interconnection between China Telecom in the south and Unicom in the north. Licensing remains vague and grey. What about policymaker? This is a very big concern when so many apps are cloned every day. Also, limited form of joint venture have been tolerated, because data centers impact directly free distribution of content, and it remains a touchy issue. Gartner estimates the market for public cloud will be about 130 million worldwide this year, in 2013. China will invest $370 billion for infrastructure development of cloud in the 3 coming years. Before ending our talk, we cannot miss the Cloud Valley project in Beijing. Cloud Valley project is hosted in a brand new building offering offices for IT startup and campus room to create the Chinese version of the internet cloud. Behind this project, there is one entrepreneur, Mr Tian. What Mr Tian wants is to afford an IT cloud to 1 billion people in China, where people has ever used only fax or only telephone to communicate. So for some sense, they may use services or create applications. This is a simple idea, but don't forget, this is a Chinese idea, so now the door is opened. One last thing. Have you heard about the Google Glasses? It creates the buzz on the internet for some months. And yes, it will happen also from Baidu. It's called Baidu High in Chinese Mandarin. So, thanks for being there.